damn, he's not even there.
Jesus.
Yeah, this is a damn shame. Well, hi, I'm Omer, and Trevor.
I'm
Trevor, where are?
here.
Can we hear you?
Can you hear me?
Can we hear you, sir?
Can you
We
hear me?
can't even. We can't even. Oh, wait.
Uh-oh.
Oh, this is what progress looks like, baby. We're gonna get there. There we go. There we go. That's my fault. That's my fault. But I'm Homer, and he's Trevor. He's finally back.
I'm back
Well,
from obscurity.
yeah. From parts unknown.
All
Was
right,
it? It was
right.
like AJ Styles spent 12 years in parts unknown before he came to the WWE universe.
Hello.
Um, Hello, Trevor, my good friend, my good sir, my co-host of OT Graps, your one-stop shop for all things wacky, wavy, inflatable, arm flailing wrestling men. Oh, check your audio there, buddy. You gotta speak up a little bit.
Hello.
There we go. Speak right into that mic. Guys, we got a wonderful show planned for you today. We're going to be talking about CM Punk returning to professional wrestling. That is happening. We'll talk about all the plans for that and answer some questions that I know some of you guys have along the way. We're also going to be talking about Becky Lynch and Drew McIntyre potentially leaving WWE when their contracts are up. We have some news about when their contracts are up as well. Also going to be talking about Hangman Adam Page and one of the greatest quotes I've ever heard in my life coming from him this week and much, much more. But first things first, rest in peace, Uncle Phil. I know you will. Um,
Boy.
oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. By the way, have you watched have we talked about the new Fresh Prince show yet?
Yes, I think we did offline though.
Yo, I as someone who did watch. Oh, okay. See, look, I can do this now. Okay, completely changing topics. I can do this now, and I'm really excited about it. Look at that, guys. I can pop your
That's
questions
awesome.
right up there. Right on Tuesday night tomorrow. The show has started already. All right, so that's gonna be a thing from now on. I'm excited. I'm sorry, guys. Yo, hello CC, hello Jermaine, hello Jeffrey. Welcome everyone. We'll get to your questions in just a second. I do want to talk about this Fresh Prince thing first. Because I know I mentioned the first thing first, rest in peace, Uncle Phil thing a lot on the show. I did watch Fresh Prince of Bel Air a lot when I was growing up.
So did I.
The absolute abomination that is the reboot. I I am like
Yeah,
it's a fine program. It's a fine program.
yeah.
It is not Fresh Prince though, and like
Oh,
maybe
That's
that's
why it's called Bel Air.
yeah, and maybe that's on me. Maybe that's my own fault for like assuming that it was going to be anywhere near as good. That stuff ain't it, bro. That stuff ain't it. That's
Yeah. CC
like
watches it. CC likes it. From what she tells me, she likes it.
yo,
But
Cece, why you watching all these ass shows? Like what's up? You from Jersey? I bet you watch The Sopranos. You like, hey, Gabagool, that's my guy, Tony
actually, I don't
Soprano.
think she has. She likes what is it? There's one movie she
Trash
likes.
TV. Yeah, she likes trash.
She does like some trash TV though. She does.
Yeah, I bet you CC, I bet you were one of those people who watch King of Queens too. That seems like a CC show, King of Queens. You were like,
Actually, I don't think she watched that show. I liked King of Queens.
Yeah, you would like King of Queens. Coco Jones. Oh my god. Guys, I don't know. I think it's weird. Uncle Phil is like the most unlikable person in that show, and I
He
don't
really
like it.
is. It's really weird.
I don't like it, man. Like, what is it? And then Jeffrey's just like, why is everyone so damn serious? Like, yo, it ain't that real. It ain't that deep.
It's a trauma. You don't know what they go through. They don't. You don't know struggles they go through, bro. You know
You
that
mean
hard.
struggle? They live in a damn mansion in Beverly in Bel Air, bro. They live in a mansion in LA. You ain't going through the struggles if you live in a mansion in LA. I'm sorry.
True.
You gotta have money to live there.
Oh yeah, there ain't no struggle no more. You know what I'm saying?
He's uplifted, uprooted the struggle. Damn,
Rooted the struggle.
uprooted the
We are
struggle.
no
And then
longer struggle.
but Jeffrey's still sitting there like, Will, you will never pass the fifth grade.
The
Whatever
fifth.
grade they're in. Fifth grade.
I'm so mad.
I don't even know. Guys, hit that like button, subscribe, hit that notification bell. We
Already
got a lot of.
started.
I mean, it's what it is. We got Jeffrey in the chat saying, "You guys think Punk could fight Forbidden Door in Toronto?" We'll talk about that in just a second, Jeffrey. First, let me get through some of CC stuff. Um. Oh well, Jeffrey also says it's definitely more of a drama. That it is. That it is. The CC says, I did. Is she talking about King of Queens? She? See, I
She did.
told you.
You
She
told me she
would
did. Yeah.
watch King of Queens. That hanky panky. Okay. I'm talking about the
I know
show,
she
not
watched.
UCC.
She
The
she
show is
watched the
hanky
she
panky.
watched the nanny. I know that one.
We got CC saying Uncle Phil is trying too hard not to be not good. It's just mean. Why is he so mean in the show? Yeah, Jeffrey is sketchy about everything. Yeah, you're damn right. You're damn right. That's why I don't watch that show no more. I'm like, this is not what I expected. It is not what I wanted. But you know what I do want? I want you all to hit that like button. Put your questions in the chat. We got a lot to cover today. But first, before we do, Trevor, I want to get your thoughts on this CM Punk news. All right.
Okay.
So, big week last week in professional wrestling. For those of you who don't know, Phil Brooks, CM Punk, it was reported by Fightful and Andrew Zarian also added to the story that CM Punk will return to professional wrestling. He will return to AEW. There are plans, according to FightfulSelect.com, there are plans to bring him back on the June 21st edition of Wednesday Night Dynamite, which just so happens to be, Trevor, in Chicago, Illinois. Chicago, Trevor. We'll talk about some of the other aspects of this report and Andrew Zarian's additions, but Punk's coming back. Thoughts, questions, comments, concerns. I want to hear from you.
Interesting. Yeah, when you showed me the report, I was like, interesting. Like we talked about this, I mean, if he can get on the same page, he's good for business, right? And we saw what he did when he first came back to wrestling. He did a lot. Now, the question is he going to still be cancerous in the locker room, like so many people have said? That's the biggest. Is CM Punk gonna steal CM Punk? You know what I mean? That's the biggest thing. Um, if he calms that down, I think, and he apologizes, because that's the only way he's gonna get any inkling of respect back in that locker room. There could be an upside to it. Now, with all that said and done, there is a lot with Forbidden Door around the corner. There is a lot of potential matches with him and someone else that could be just chef kiss. So I'm glad. Like if it's good for business, I'm glad he's back. If it's not, then he needs to stay gone for good.
So, I mean, I've spoken about this at length at this point. I think Punk coming back can be a good thing if you don't risk destroying your locker room. That is the biggest thing you can't let happen. Jeffrey in the chat asked earlier, you guys think Punk could fight at Forbidden Door? I think that's the plan.
Yeah,
If you're gonna bring him back just a few days before the pay-per-view, it's to sell the pay-per-view and sell the fact that CM Punk is going to be at that pay-per-view and hopefully wrestling. And if you ask me, there isn't a better guy for them to set up a match with than Hiroshi Tanahashi. Mostly because
yeah.
that was the match. Remember, Trev, that was the match we were supposed to get at Forbidden Door last year that ended up being Mox versus Tanahashi for the AEW
Because
Interim World Championship.
he was
So
hurt.
to me, that's what you do in that situation. We got a few more reactions to the Punk news. We got Job in the chat saying, I think they're gonna save him until the AEW pay-per-view in Chicago. He's talking about All Out. No chance they're saving him for like that's gonna be his first match. Like if they're gonna wait on it, they're gonna wait till All In the week before in Wembley.
Yeah,
You have to like if you have CM Punk, you have
right.
to have him wrestling at Wembley. Like that is you just have to. Like
That's like putting that's like putting a Ferrari on the shelf and not driving it. You know what I mean? You have to take it out. Like he's a top talent. You have to have him doing something, even if it's something small.
Yeah, I mean, like, and we'll talk a little bit about All In and some of the updates we have from that, but yeah, for sure, like you got to have him on that show. But you would think. We got Job with a nice transition here. You guys think that this will influence the Young Bucks' decision on leaving AEW? It depends
That's
on
a good
how it's
question.
handled. It's a very good question, but for me, it depends on how it's handled. I mean, like, this is more so about the Young Bucks, I think less so about Kenny Omega. Omega's been on record saying that, he's at peace with all that stuff and, like, whatever happens, he just hopes that, like, you know, think people can get over it and people can move past it. So he's on, like, kind of that side of this whole equation. For the Young Bucks, it's different, and I think you kinda hear and see that from all, like, the interviews that they've given at AEW All Access. Watching that show, you can tell how, like, the entire situation, not just Punk, right? It's not just about Punk, it's about the entire situation being suspended, taken off TV, stripped of
Right.
those titles, the public embarrassment that was that whole fiasco. It made them question whether or not they wanna continue in professional wrestling. So I totally understand why, like, they would have to feel why they would feel a different way about it and why they might not want to be in the same locker room as that guy who made them feel that way and who handled things like a child. Like
Yeah,
I don't
absolutely.
I know that people want to, like, both sides this and like, okay, Hangman Page said something in a promo that made CM Punk mad. It's I understand that and it's valid to an extent, but it doesn't in any way justify what CM Punk did. Like, it was if you ask me, right, after I don't know. I hate getting into this. It's annoying. I hate like all the comments about, oh, well, CM Punk, he was only retaliating. It was equal force to the elite. And they're not, like, I don't want to hear that crap, guys. Like,
Exactly. Come on,
we,
man.
it's like, I like both, like, yes, did Hangman Page do one thing? May have been a little out of pocket that the adult in CM Punk could have gone up to him and said, hey, man, that wasn't cool. Here's why and here's why I don't want this to be a thing. He never
Right.
did that. He never did that. In fact, apparently, he did the opposite of that because they tried to get him together and it just didn't work. They tried to get him together for a talk, and CM Punk was just like, I'm not showing up to TV. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing that. He finally comes back, and then what does he do? He's just like, Hangman Page, that's not cowboy shit. That's coward shit.
Shit.
I'm CM Punk.
I made,
Oh, groovy.
I made it
Like,
funny.
I made a funny, funny.
Yes.
Is half the show is just me making noises.
No, yeah, I mean, yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much. But Trevor, I'm sorry. What do you think about that whole situation? Does this have an effect on the elite?
It shouldn't. I mean, it shouldn't. But the thing is, again, like you said, you can never guess what a person's going through or what makes a person feel a certain way. We've said that on this show countless amount of times, talking about certain situations, and you just can't. So, could it be something that makes the Young Bucks want to leave? Yeah, it could. But like you said, I believe Kenny Omega has made peace with it, and I think the Young Bucks are on their way too. I mean, because at this point, unfortunately, Phil Brooks makes money, right? You want to be in a company that makes money. I mean, of course, the Young Bucks make money as well. I mean, why not get together and make some money together? You know what I mean? Like, it's
Yeah,
at the end of the day, it's a job. It's a job at the end of the day.
yeah. I think like and that's a good way of putting it, right? I think like if you're at any job, you're gonna work with people you don't like. Like you and me, Trevor, have had like a million jobs in our lives. Like we worked at a ton of places. We've worked with people that we love and that we consider family, that we consider like, good friends, and we've worked with people that we just don't get along
Can't
with, and
stand
it's for various
it.
reasons, chemistry, just people just annoy you, rub you the wrong way. It happens. That's life.
Yeah.
And
But to
I
get through
think
it, I gotta push that to the back of your mind sometimes, you know.
Who was it? It was I think it was Samuel L. Jackson. Like Leonardo DiCaprio was like having like some trouble. I don't know. I forgot what it was. Like they were on the set of Django, and
Mhm.
Leonardo DiCaprio was like having like a day where he just couldn't get into it. And Samuel L. Jackson just looks at him and is like, "Hey, it's just another Tuesday. It's just
Yeah,
another Tuesday."
exactly. Yeah.
And I mean, sometimes it is that. It's just you just gotta move on. Like, yeah, that's life. But Tony Khan does have his word cut out for him though, but with the situation. We got a few more chats here. I just want to acknowledge you, Charles, who is here. Welcome you, Charles. Always good to see you, my good friend. Um, we got Ooh, we got some spicy chats here. We got Job in the chat saying, if they did leave AEW for WWE, do you think they would be a priority for Vince, or would he just make them jokes? I mean, it would be Triple H, right? It would be Triple H
Yeah.
who'd be the
Hopefully.
the final guy. Well, hopefully, right? One can only hope that it would, in fact, be Triple H. So now it does look like him and Vince are kind of like delegating some of those tasks. So I think like Triple H would definitely want to use them in the way they're supposed to be used. That being said, I don't think that the Young Bucks would be presented as the Young Bucks though on WWE
Maybe
TV.
something
And
totally
I'm not
different.
saying they wouldn't keep the name. They'd keep the name. I think they'd even keep the music and some of the other stuff they own, but I just don't think it would be like, the ROH AEW version of the Young Bucks,
Right.
if that makes sense. Because and it's different than the Cody thing, right? The Cody thing was like Cody's character kind of lent itself to WWE more than the Young Bucks do, because the Young Bucks' whole thing is we're like we are indie, we're indie, like knee
NBA
slapping
Jakey.
uh indie darlings who slap knees, who are trolls, who troll like nobody else in the business, who also just happen to be the best tag team of this entire generation. So it's gonna be interesting. Like I don't my gut tells me that they won't go anywhere unless AEW lowballs them, which I cannot see them doing.
Oh
But
no, no.
I think they're kind of in it for the long haul. Remember, like this is something that they helped create, and I think they want to help see it through.
Yeah, I mean it makes sense. I mean, and also another thing, and this might be trivial to some, but Vince doesn't like tag teams. And if Vince has anything to do with it, they're not going to have a good run because he's probably going to break them up at some point. It's, like Vince typically does not like tag teams. I mean, you see that in history. Like there are a few that got lucky, but other than that, he doesn't typically like tag teams. So a place like WWE wouldn't be good for the Young Bucks, in my opinion. But I don't think they're leaving anyway. Like you said, I think this is something they help build. This is their baby. They want to see it through to the end.
Yeah. We got Motor Pork Wrestling in the chat saying Cody definitely wants Kenny Omega and the Bucks in WWE, but Matt, Nick, and Kenny are the pillars of creating AEW. Yeah, that is very true. And like that's again, I think like part of the reason why it's gonna be hard for, like, unless like they decide like this is where we want to go, this is what we want to do, like, and they've set their mind to it, kind of like Cody did. I just don't see them, because Tony's gonna do everything he possibly can to keep those guys.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, Kenny is was the head of the video game team, the what he's talking about now.
This
Kenny,
alleged video game, this
yeah,
alleged video
it's
game.
not happening at this point.
Yo, okay, can we talk about that real? We'll get
Yeah.
back to the Punk news. I've been waiting like 2 damn years. I've been seeing all these damn demos. I've been watching. When is this game coming out, Trevor? When?
So the game devs have talked about this on like extensive knowledge recently. Like, oh, we had to push it back because of this, had to push it back because of that. And because at one point they were gonna take CM Punk off it, he's on it still. Then they looked at it like, oh, this game isn't that great, and then they tried to put more stuff in it. So like, if anybody has seen the trailers and the people have played it, like Britt Baker has played it. Like Adam Cole has played it.
Tony Schiavone's played this video game and I
Yeah.
haven't. What the hell?
Like it's just not, dude. It's kind of
Tony
right now.
Schiavone. They
Yeah,
let Tony
played
Schiavone
it.
play this damn video game. They let me play it.
It's kind of like what they're doing with the DC Suicide Squad game, which that deserves to go back. That needs to go back and just never come out again. But
they can't get
Fight Forever.
They can't get that series right, man. Like they cannot get Suicide Squad right.
They can't. They can't at all. It's now it's prolonged indefinitely. Then they're thinking 2024 might be finally the right day. Finally the right year. But yeah, Fight Forever, I haven't heard much about it, honestly.
Yeah. We got Job saying it's about making money though. The best deal would be the Elite against FTR and Punk, and to hell with everyone's feelings. I mean, that's a good. Okay, so you brought up a good thing just now, Job. The whole point of like when we say like like you want to make money, like the feud that would make money. I think it's like it's more of a metaphor, honestly, than it's ever been because I don't know specifically what the deal with is with AEW and that, but I'm like pretty sure from everything that I have heard about the way contracts work there, it's not necessarily based on pay-per-view buys. It's just kind of like like what you get paid is what you get paid, plus merchandise and things like that. And I'm sure there are incentives for people like the Bucks and Punk and bigger guys like that. So it might actually fit in that situation, but I don't think that the whole like like the main motivation here wouldn't necessarily be money for those guys. It would be legacy. It would be doing that big show, selling out Wembley Stadium, and on top of that, it would be the long term future of both themselves and the company. Because for the Bucks, you're looking to get paid and establish yourself as a draw or even more of a draw and sell out Wembley like that, bro. That
Right.
match would do it, and you have that incentive there. And plus with the Bucks and Kenny, they have more of an incentive, I think, than even Punk and FTR to watch AEW grow because again, they were the ones who were there since the beginning and who helped start that company.
Right. Right. Like if you're talking about like feuds that would make money, FTR Punk wouldn't make money, but this Combat Club and what's the name feud is really heating up, and I actually really enjoy it. The Combat Club and Elite feud, I really like it a lot.
Wow thing. Wow, wow.
I like it a lot.
Wow.
I mean, how did you make Wild Thing sound like sex music? That's terrible.
This is what I hear whenever I hear Wild Thing now. It's just like Sable's music.
That's terrible. I'm upset at you.
I'm sorry. Like
I'm upset that I know what you're talking about more so than
AEW has some awesome music, but like some of this stuff I just think is the funny. Like the I love the Bryan Danielson theme, but sometimes I'm just like sitting there. I'm like, damn, it's a wrestling theme. This is I was born for greatness, greatness, greatness.
I actually love Bryan Danielson's.
I love it.
theme.
Like I have it on my like it's definitely my kind of music, but I'm also like, damn, Brian, you come after this?
You're right.
and like God bless like John Moxley, but I'm just like, dude, why? My heart's yeah, everything. I'm like, this is not Scream John Moxley to me.
Not at all. Not at
Oh,
all.
guys, we'll get into more AEW. We'll get to your chats in just a second, guys. If you haven't already done so, please hit that like button. Follow Trevor on Twitter at TREVERTAINMENT and follow me at that is the wrong handle. I gotta update my Twitter handle because I changed my Twitter handle over the weekend.
Oh, you did?
I mean, you can follow that. I'm gonna use that Twitter handle for something else, but it's definitely not gonna be wrestling related. Guys, let's continue talking about Punk real quick, though, Trevor, because I do want to get your thoughts on some of this other news we heard about it. So, on top of CM Punk returning, we heard this report. We've heard reports from both Fightful and again Andrew Zarian of a potential brand split within AEW. And part of one of the things about this brand split is you likely will see a new Saturday show come about, a 2-hour live Saturday night wrestling show from AEW called AEW Collision. They have a set of they have some events labeled like live TV event over the summer. It looks like, and again, this is part of the funniness of these reports. It looks like the first Collision event is going to take place on just a few days before the Chicago AEW or the Chicago Dynamite show going into Forbidden Door. So that actually could be the first time we see CM Punk, and he might make a return there. Um, some of that stuff is up in the air. We do know that Andrew Zarian reported that it's like basically a done deal. 2 hours, prime time, Saturday nights, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. on Saturday nights, AEW live TV, and the likelihood there's going to be a brand split. And that's kind of the point of that is to try to help, give people exposure and not and not have like the same people appearing on TV over and over again, and give people who might have been, off TV for a while some more TV time and opportunity there. What do you think about that part of the report and Punk potentially returning to be the flagship guy for the Saturday night show?
It makes sense. I mean, if that's your plan, that makes sense to put a top guy, so to speak, play on a pun, is your flagship for that show. I mean, like we've said before, Rampage is kind of a throwout show, right? Like, don't get me wrong, I appreciate for what it is, but it's a throwout show. It really
No,
kind
it
of
is Sunday Night Heat. It is Sunday Night Heat.
That's it. That's all it is. With just as good talent. Sometimes worse.
No, sometimes a lot better. Like the matches are pretty good on there. It's just like they're just not consequential.
It doesn't make sense to have, honestly, because like the thing about the 2-hour shows, which I'm fine with just 2-hour shows. Think about 2-hour shows, like there's more easier to tell stories with. Like you have already built up storylines, and it's easier to tell a quick story in those 2 hours with something like that. Like at Rampage, you barely have enough time to even flinch. Like, and they try to cram so much in that time slot, which kind of baffles me.
Tonight on AEW Rampage, we're gonna have 18 matches.
Dude, and they last like 5 minutes, maybe. And it's like 5 or 6
matches.
I
will say about those Rampage matches, they don't mess around.
It's quick.
It's like Brock Lesnar versus Goldberg at WrestleMania 33, like on repeat. Just action, done.
Yep, absolutely. What were we talking about?
AEW Saturday night show, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. What do you think about that time slot, by the way?
What was
8 p.m. on Saturday?
What time was the you might not remember, but do you remember the time that WCW was on Saturday?
6:05.
It was like 7. It was 7, 6:05.
Right? 6:05.
Okay. That's what I thought. Like, for some reason, I thought it fit. I thought it made sense, actually. I don't know. I mean, it was a different time back then too, but I thought a time like that on a Saturday.
That Trevor was a loser. Sense. That's what he means. He's like, I was a loser. I didn't have anything to do on a Saturday.
I was like 5.
You loser. You loser. I was a lit 5-year-old. I was out with my friends. I was at the movies. I
had to be in the house by the time the street lights were on. So, but
oh man.
But no, like, I mean, I think that time works, honestly. I mean, I say try it at that time period. If not, move it up to like 7. Because like at that point in time, like people are still on a Saturday, the night don't still start getting going till like 10 o'clock, right? That's when like clubs and things start opening. That's when people really start going out. So that time will work. But
imagine being like, oh man, I just finished AEW Collision. Let's go.
Let's go. Woo, time to go ball hopping. But it's a good time. I just hope they don't do it like the draft, like they do on WWE. Yeah. I hate that, actually. We've talked about it before. I am not a fan of the wrestling draft.
Well, I mean, I don't think they're gonna have like a hard draft. It doesn't seem like it. Like it's still not clear, I should say, that what exactly is gonna happen. Like Andrew
Right.
Zarian said that he said it's going to be. First he said it was going to be like a soft brand split, but then he said it's
Mhm.
not going to be as soft as he initially reported. So like I think things are still being decided. Things are still a bit up in the air. We don't know. We won't know those plans until we know them, but we will know them apparently fairly soon because like they're gonna do this show like now, like soon. Soon it's happening like next month.
Right.
Um,
I was gonna say it's like May
which is
or June,
crazy.
right?
June. So or 2 months, but it's crazy.
This
Oh, by the
year
way,
is moving too fast. Anyway.
guess where your boy is gonna be on June 20 or sorry May 28th, 29th, 28th.
Where you gonna be?
I'm gonna be in Sin City. Oh my god, I'm gonna be in Sin City. I'm gonna be with the fun on AEW Dynamite or not AEW. I don't know the name, Michael, but we having fun.
You
Let's
told me
give me
you were
more
going.
money.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
be in Louisiana.
I
Go to that Carlfield.
Look at all this Earl on my stream.
Oh my God, you know that
Look at that
Earl.
Earl, gonna make my stream all smooth.
I'm gonna be there from the 22nd to the 28th, actually.
Okay.
So
So you're gonna enjoy live double or nothing action from the bayou. Yeah, get out of this Excalibur voice. It's terrible for a throat.
you know what? I might I might take my computer and do a show while I'm down there.
We're gonna do it. My friggin' Michael.
We'll
Let's
see.
do it.
We'll see.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's talk. We got we got a few people on the ground. On the ground. We got a few people doing a lot of this. Vince McMahon will run AEW Collision, please. God, that is gonna be the day I stop watching professional wrestling.
Oh yeah, dude. I will stop watching professional wrestling altogether.
God, get ready for Nia Jax's debut. Oh dear. Oh, Paige, protect your neck. Um. Oh man, we got a bunch of chats here. Let's go through some of these. Um. Ooh, here we go. We got I swear, Homer, if Hobbs loses the title or loses tomorrow, he's facing Powerhouse Hobbs is facing Wardlow tomorrow, by the way. If Hobbs loses tomorrow, I'm gonna rant on Twitch.
Ran away, sir.
Well, you rant away, and I will probably be right there with you because damn, like I love Wardlow, but I like Hobbs is the guy. Look, how can you
See,
not look at Hobbs and be like, "Oh, that's some money right there"?
here's my thing, and I totally agree with both of you, honestly. But if you were gonna do it the way you did it, Warlow shouldn't have even had the belt in the first place. Like, Hobbs should have just automatically won it. But it is what it is. I'm fine with it. I like Hobbs, so I'm glad Hobbs has it.
Do you remember after All Out last year, Wardlow came out and he beat a jobber on TV, and then he grabs the mic and he goes, "You know, a lot of people on the internet have been saying that Wardlow's lost it." And I'm like, anytime a wrestler starts a lot of people on the internet have been saying anytime a wrestler starts a promo like that, it just reminds me of like Hulk Hogan back in WCW.
Oh yeah,
Like when
yeah.
he's like holding up the rack. He's like, look at this, brother. This is a rag sheet, brother. It says that Macho's elbow is injured. But look at this elbow, brother. Does that look like someone's elbow is injured, brother? Brother.
Dude, he broke kayfabe when kayfabe wasn't even a thing.
Okay. This is okay. I'm so sorry to interrupt. This has nothing to do with our scheduled programming, but I have proof. I have proof from the OBW Vault, the Our Backyard Wrestling Vault, that Dynamite was my idea back in 2008. I remember. I was like, why do I have these papers here? Now I remember why I have these papers here. Look at this. This is back when
I
I
can't
was
see
like,
it, dude.
yeah, there you go. You
There
see
you go.
that? You see that is the original logo for Rampage. That is my, and it was on Friday nights too. It was on Friday nights. It was called Rampage. I have more. And look, you. There we go. Hold up. See that? That was backyard blood. That was our first ever pay-per-view. And then it was a one-time event. That was our WrestleMania. This is bringing back memories. Hold up. OBW Force. That was the flagship. OBW Force was the flagship. All right. That was, I'm geeking out. I know, but I need.
I wish I still had some of the stuff from back when I backyard wrestled.
You see the Rampage. Yes. You see Rampage, right? Look at that.
I see Rampage.
Tony.
I see it.
This is we are filing a lawsuit post haste against All Elite Wrestling and Tony Khan. Tony, you better pay me, bro. You better pay me, buddy. This is there'll be hell to pay.
Yeah, like I wish I still had a lot of the stuff that I had from backyard wrestling. I still have the scars. I have a ton of those, but I don't have the.
See, this is why you should have been me. I was the booker, I was the commentator, and I was the general manager, and I was also a masked wrestler. Sometimes I was also a masked referee. But you see, Trevor, I booked myself to win the title. And I didn't have to do a damn thing.
My buddy was the booker, and like I just told him to put me in whatever.
Buddy, I had like I had like two guys. It's like my main two guys, right? It's like and I was like, and those two, right? Those two, these dudes, they tried to. We had a taping, right? We had a taping. It was a TV taping, pal. All right. And we set up the trampoline. We were ready to go, and they just looked at me and they're like, if we don't win the tag belts tonight, brother, this might not work for me. I might have to call my mom. And I was so mad. They tried to big time me, Trevor.
Hey, already you're smarter than me. You used a trampoline. We had mattresses.
Oh, that's dumb. No, look.
Yeah.
The trampoline is the only way, like the person whose house we were doing this at's parents would agree to it, because like my parents weren't gonna let me do that stuff.
My parents didn't know about it.
No.
No, I came home with a dislocated shoulders. You're like, what the fuck happened?
You were the generation that was doing dumb stuff like jumping off roofs and things like that.
Now, I never jumped off a roof. I know people that did, but I never jumped off a roof. I jumped off the top of a car though.
I never had to do that. The worst it got was, so we had like how like those trampolines sometimes have like those like mesh like the mesh barriers or whatever around it. It's like it's very soft and nice. Sure. I climbed to the top of one, like to like the very top, and I just jumped down onto someone. I was like, "Oh, never taking a bump again."
Yeah, we weren't quite as dude. It started literally in the like it moved up from there. Thank Christ, but it's literally started in the backyard of. No, it wasn't even backyard. It was in the hallway of my high school. That's where it started. And then from there to a backyard. Yeah, it was actually kind of funny. That first chair shot should have been the last, but it was not.
Instead of doing chairs, because we had a few brain cells to begin with, right?
A little.
Yeah, that was a damn shame. Y'all hitting each other with chairs, really? Chairs?
Yeah, it was terrible.
Damn shame. We just we would use cardboard for everything. We like spray painted cardboard. And I would be on the commentary, be like, "Oh my god, he just hit him with a metal sheet. It's solid steel, ladies and gentlemen."
See, again, you guys were very, very smart. Very smart. That's fun, all that stuff. Like,
who's gonna see this stuff anyway, dude? We uploaded like I think like 2 or 3 videos
to
YouTube, and then we were done. See,
I think what messed us up like kids that grew up in my area that did the backyard wrestling. What messed us up is that was actually a fad, and you saw a lot of dumbasses getting hit with chairs and like, oh, they can do it, I can do it. Boom, scramble your brains, concussion. Like it was a rough time. It was a rough time. Late 90s, early 2000s was funny.
We got motor wrestling. Motor Twerk, I'm so sorry. Motor Twerk Wrestling saying, Omar, where is Bray Wyatt, bruh? Is Bray Wyatt quietly going to be let go again? Where is this man? He is, according to reports, he is dealing with an illness. That's what we know now. I wish there was more that we could publicly share, but all we know is it's an illness. He's dealing with it, and hopefully he's okay.
Sir Charles is a fool.
Just Charles in the chat saying maybe he will be at Collision too. Wait, who is he talking about? Bray Wyatt?
Bray Wyatt, yeah.
I don't think so. We got Job in the chat saying, Omar, what are the chances the Saturday night show becomes a throwback like an old WCW Saturday night show? I mean, I don't see it being like as much of a throwback as people may think it is going to be. I think there's going to be like it's a nod to it, obviously, but I think it's just like it's AEW's own thing. Like AEW has done a good thing of doing nods to old things in professional wrestling without, imitating them or making like a mockery of them, like and doing their own thing. Like that's like one of the good things about AEW.
Yeah, they've done a very good job of that, honestly.
This is okay. Goldberg, Collision, Nia Jax. Okay.
Oh, you saw that too?
Okay. I want to be crystal clear here. I have said before that Goldberg being in AEW wouldn't necessarily be a bad thing. It depends on what you bring him in to do, who you bring him in to face, and where on the card he is. No, he's not wrestling for the belt. No, it's just I'm sorry, Bill. Bye. Go wrestle at night 4 of WrestleMania, win one of those titles. You're fine. He ain't winning the AEW belt. No, that's not happening. I'm sorry. And if he says if he said like, hey man, like let me wrestle, I don't know, freaking who's a let me wrestle Captain Sean Dean. Okay. I'm not gonna do the cap like that. I'm not gonna do the captain like that. Big shout out to Captain Sean Dean. But if he says like, hey, let me wrestle, the Jericho Appreciation Society, all of them except for Chris Jericho, and like he mows through them. Okay, sure. Or if he wants to wrestle, like mid card guy, like I don't know, Samoa Joe. So if he wants to wrestle Samoa Joe and beat Samoa Joe, and that's how he wants to go, that's fine with me. He's not wrestling for Hangman Page. He's not wrestling Kenny Omega. He's not wrestling Powerhouse Boy. He's not wrestling Swerve Strickland. No. Darby Allin? Hell no. He's not even wrestling Chris Jericho because he has no right to demand winning a match against Chris Jericho after Chris Jericho whooped his ass in a real fight. Like, I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
Goldberg, Wardlow, no. Wardlow, no. He's too much potential there.
Yep.
Wardlow Hager, yes, I want to see that. I definitely want to see that, man. Sure. Hager does not do anything except say, I like this hat. I like my hat.
That's always
Jermaine said, what people should be considered to beat Hook, Jade, and MJF? Ooh, this is a good question, Trevor. You want to go one by one on this?
What was the question?
What people should be considered to beat Hook, Jade Cargill, and Maxwell Jacob Freeman, the AEW World Champion?
That is a good question. Very good question. You want to go first?
Well, I think MJF is probably the best place to start because that's like the one, like the most fun one to predict.
Yeah.
MJF, I want to see Ricky Starks do it personally.
Me too.
I think they could definitely do something cool where they call back the feud like they had back in December, and where Ricky said, like, I'm finally ready to take that responsibility off your plate, boy. I'm just, that's an underrated promo. Like I know it just happened.
It's a very good promo.
Such a great promo. I'm like, that was like when I was like, oh, Ricky Starks is the star, and now they've got him Work a check. Like the Bullet Club beating him down on Dynamite. I'm just like, oh no, not
Jobber,
Ricky.
man. Got them job now.
Not Ricky. Not Ricky. I'm not Ricky. It's okay. You having fun out there, Michael. That
I
would
mean,
be
I'm
dumbest
with you
call.
on that one.
I'm so sorry. Dumbest call in professional wrestling. WrestleMania 30. The
Those-
audacity of JBL when Daniel Bryan wins the title. They go, oh, yeah, yo, I'm sorry, man. I'm a WWE champion. I was like, screw you, JBL. It's like the biggest moments in WWE history. This guy goes, yeah, yeah. So sorry. I'm turning red. Please, Trevor. I implore you to
No,
take over.
I'm with you on the MJF. It would be, to me, it would be cool to see Ricky Starks do it, but I don't think it's gonna be him.
Who do you think it's gonna be?
Actually, maybe one of the 4 pillars. Actually, one of the 3 pillars. I guess could be well, it's 3 now. Well, 4. Yeah, still. It could be probably I don't know. I don't think it's gonna be Jungle Boy, which would be fun. I don't think it's gonna be Darby Allin. I think it's gonna be Sammy.
You think it's gonna be Sammy Guevara? That's interesting.
I don't know. I would like to see Darby Allin, but I don't know if it's gonna be Darby. I think it might be Sammy.
It is an interesting thing because like I can tell you some people who it's not gonna be. I don't think it's going to be Kenny. I
No.
don't think it's going to be Mox. I don't think it's going to be Brian. I don't think it's gonna be anyone he's beaten outside of maybe Ricky.
Yeah.
The, the other name, right, comes to mind. And it could be Hangman though. Because like
It could be. It could
who
be.
better when you think about it, who better to beat the biggest heel in the history of AEW than the
One
biggest
of the biggest.
face in the history of AEW? The Hangman, Adam Page.
Now, now I have a feeling what they might try to do, and I don't want them. I hope that doesn't go that way, but it might be CM Punk.
This dude. No. No. We done it. We've done it. No,
Yeah,
no, we've done it. It's no, I
but
don't
when,
want
when
no.
he came in, who was the devil going after?
I think they're gonna have a feud. I don't think they should have a match for the AEW title and have. I mean, they should
He
have a
shouldn't win
match.
it. In my opinion, he shouldn't win it at all.
Oh
But
my god. Oh my god. Why'd you put that idea in my head? Why?
I've been thinking about it,
Hangman
unfortunately.
Page hasn't even gotten his rematch yet.
And he hasn't. He hasn't. Not at all. Page to me would be out of the people we named, besides maybe, like I said, Ricky Starks, Takeska, maybe. Like he would be the only person I would be okay with seeing, honestly.
Inosuke Club. Inosuke Takeshita and the Bullet Club. That would be great. Look,
Cool.
I have, as Taz will say, big ups to Dave Finley for coming as far as he has. Trevor, I'm gonna do you. I'm gonna do something real quick. I'm gonna do something real quick. It's gonna kind of piss some Bullet Club fans off.
I'm sure it is.
I'm about to read off all of the leaders of the Bullet Club in
Okay.
order,
Okay.
and we're gonna play a little game called "Which one of these things is not like the other." You ready? You ready, bud? You ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Finn Balor,
Bloor.
Prince Devitt, Finn
I know.
Balor. Okay. Carl Anderson,
I forgot. Yeah. Okay.
AJ Styles,
Okay.
Kenny Omega, Jay White,
It's getting worse.
Evil, and David Finley. Look,
One of these things is not like the other.
like the
One of
other.
these things is wrong.
Yeah, one of these things. I love like don't get me, he's done a lot of good stuff and big ups to him. How do you not put Kenta in that position? I don't like. How do you
it makes
not
me
put
laugh
Kenta in that position?
Finley was even in the Bullet Club, honestly. But yeah, that's just me.
How is Bad Luck? I understand Bad Luck Fale this whole time has been like like whatever. He's been like the heater for him, but like it's
Right.
been there for like 10 years. He's been in Bullet Club for 10 years straight. How do you not put Bad Luck Fale as the leader over David Finley? Like
Exactly. It didn't make any
you
sense.
got is more over than David Finley. David Finley. That's the only. Let me not bury David Finley. It is.
So
I'm just saying.
there's more to that question that we didn't finish.
Which question?
We went through a bunch of them. The one about who's going to be.
Oh, yeah, Jade. We have Jaden Hook. Jade. I'll just quickly go for Jade. I mean, I have always said that I think it should be Destination Unknown, Ruby Soho. I don't know when that would be at this point. But the I don't know. Like, I mean, I honestly would have to think about it a little more because like I don't see who they're building up. Maybe Chris Statlander when she's back.
I mean, they're building up Taya Valkyrie right now, but I don't think she'll do it. I hope she doesn't do it.
Yeah, love Taya Valkyrie. She ain't beating Jade Cargill.
I don't think she should personally, but that's me.
I mean, look, good thing wrestling's a working.
Yeah,
I
right.
will say this: Willow Nightingale is someone to keep an eye on. I think Willow Nightingale is someone to keep an eye on.
Absolutely. Willow definitely. Hey, I say keep your eyes for the Outcast too, because I can see them either finding a way to win the championship and then beat Jay Cargill too and own both championships. So it's possible.
This is one we haven't talked about. Jade versus Mercedes Money.
Money. That would be a great match. Great match. I'm a little afraid of you now. What did this show come to?
Slowly, half of it's just me making noises.
Yeah, most of it. But no, yeah, I think that'd be a great match. Actually, I'm waiting to see Mercedes in AEW. I haven't seen her yet.
This one we got Forbidden Door. We spent a lot of time talking about AEW.
The other stuff
I
to talk
think
about.
that would be a fun match at Forbidden Door. I just don't think you want to. I just don't think you want to have Jade lose.
No,
And I don't know
not
in front of
Forbidden
that crowd
Door.
if you want to have Mercedes not win. You know, it's a weird thing.
Yeah.
Look, if we're talking about dream matches we want to see. Hey man, if you give me Mercedes Moné versus Hikaru Shida,
That's a good one.
personally, I'm more than satisfied, my
I'm more
friend.
than
I'm like,
satisfied. That's a
let's
great one.
go.
Yeah.
Or Mercedes versus Jamie. Hey,
Hey, that'd be a good one too.
I'm Jamie.
It's a very good
We
one.
gonna gonna drink some Gatorade.
I think you just like saying air. I think that's what it is.
I love saying they ate her because they ate her.
motor motor twerk wrestling. You can bank on that, Trevor.
And bank on money. Um, yeah. It's an interesting one. As far as Hook goes, I have no idea. I think he's too early on as far as who's gonna beat him. He's too early on.
Yeah, Hook is. They can do so much with Hook. I don't know. I'm
Big
confused.
Bill Morrissey. That's who they're gonna have beat Hook. Freaking Big Cass. He's gonna be like, I beat Hook, and I voted for I can't talk about that anymore. That was the funniest story. You remember that story? Where it was like
I do.
one of the reasons everyone in WWE hated Big Cass was like he would just go around WWE's locker room and talk about how great Trump is. Allegedly,
Yeah,
allegedly.
allegedly. Yeah, we can't say he actually
Allegedly.
did.
But that's just funny to me. He's just like, oh god, this country was going to hell before 2016.
This country was terrible.
We got Charles in the chat saying Forbidden Door is the only way to see Mercedes Moné on AEW TV. It might be for the next while. She's not on an exclusive deal with New Japan, but they do have an agreement. Job in the chat says, no one's about to beat MJF for the title until the end of the year when his contract will allegedly expire, unless it's been reworked. I am under the impression that he has signed a contract, but they're not going to talk about it in any way, shape, or form nor should they before the end of 2024. We would think that he did sign a new deal at least when he came back. Like I don't see how that didn't happen.
I agree with you on that.
Let's get into some WWE talk, guys. I appreciate all the chats. We appreciate them. A lot of engagement. I really wish we could go through each one. But we'd be here literally all night, and we got games to watch. We got my Knicks, your Celtics. Let's talk about this. My Knicks. Did I say my Knicks?
You did say your Knicks.
I deserve all of that.
Okay.
I'm disappointed in myself. Did I say my?
It makes you feel better. It's tied right now between you guys.
I need to cut this out of the show. This is gonna be cut out. This is gonna be cut out. I can't. No, I'm not gonna have this on my permanent record, coach. Professor, no. All right. Let's talk about some WWE news real quick, Trevor. It was reported this week, it's reported over the past few weeks that Drew McIntyre's WWE contract does run out later this year and that he has not yet entered renegotiations with WWE and he wants to wait until closer to his contract expiring. This could be due to a multitude of reasons, most notably Vince McMahon's presence back in WWE and the potential of going elsewhere. There's also been some rumors that Drew isn't necessarily happy with the way he's been booked recently and that he just feels like maybe he might be better equipped somewhere else. And my question to you, is this true? Could you see Drew McIntyre? Yeah. You see Drew leaving WWE and getting, treated better elsewhere?
I think what you have with Drew is a very underutilized talent. They use them, and we've talked about Drew, especially during the pandemic, how he pretty much put the company on his back and did what he had to do, and that's not a lie. He actually did. But I feel like he would be utilized better somewhere else. But I don't think it's AEW. I think if he goes back somewhere, he'd probably go back overseas. He'll probably go back to someplace like ICW or something like that. I wouldn't see him in
Mark. What
I
a
wouldn't see
Mark.
AEW. Not at all.
Mark, if he Mark, ICW.
He wrestled over there for a long time, actually.
He wrestled over there. ICW.
Dude, I don't see him going to AEW. I see him work. It will work out AEW, but I don't see him going to AEW. If he doesn't,
I want to interrupt everything and just this, yes. Hook versus Filthy Tom Lawler. Give it to me.
Oh yeah, I would love to see that. Yeah,
imagine.
I would love to see that.
I would love to see that. That'd be hilarious. Team Filthy versus Team Hook, or make them a tag team. Filthy Hook.
Filthy Hook.
Filthy Hook. Oh, the filthy Hook.
Naughty Hook. But no, I think
Dirty Hook.
Oh man, that would be a cool one though. I saw that, but I didn't know exactly what I thought you already noticed it, but yeah, I saw that earlier. That'd be an interesting one, honestly. That'd be one of the best matchups I saw.
That was Filthy Tom is if you guys haven't seen him, like He's definitely a guy, like, you need to see him in person because he knows how to work a crowd. I've seen him a few times live, and he's just, like, he's really great. He's hilarious. He's great in the ring, and he is not afraid to get filthy. That's one thing I will say.
Not at all.
It's a sweaty boy. Sweaty man. Um, we got Jermaine saying, ICW, what the hell, New Japan, AEW, or WWE just retired. Jesus, Jermaine went in on that ICW take way harder than
He
I did.
did.
We got Jermaine also saying, no, Drew should go to New Japan where he will stick out in AEW as full as Well, I mean, we'll have to see what happens with this brand split potentially. Like that could help things out with AEW.
Yeah, it could.
Also, I just think AEW is going to be able to offer him the most money, like outside of WWE.
Yeah, I don't
Like,
think New Japan will offer him the money he's looking for, and definitely like the Indies aren't going to offer him the money he's looking for.
let's talk about Becky Lynch real quick because we do have to talk about her since I promised people we would.
Promise.
Becky Lynch this week, like basically blacked out her Twitter. She changed her name to Rebecca Donaldson, and she claimed that she wasn't going to be at Raw. Now, there's reports, rumors, I should say, that this might be related to an injury or whatever, them working an angle. But a lot of people are saying, like, man, could this be Becky Lynch leaving WWE? What's your like 2 cents on this? Her contract doesn't apparently expire until 2024
Okay. Okay.
because she signed a new 3-year deal when she returned at SummerSlam 2021.
Gotcha. That's
So
what I thought. I
the
wasn't
idea is
sure.
like summer of 2024 it would expire. So she's got a little over a year, and like a year and 3 months probably until that's even in part of the equation. But I don't know. Some fans are believing it. I don't. I think this is going to be
Yeah,
an
I don't.
angle.
To be honest with you, I don't either. Like, it's funny how like fans are like, "Oh my god, they're blocked on the Twitter. It's the end of the world." Like, no, it's not. Like, I mean, it can definitely be an angle. It can definitely be used for a storyline coming down the road. Like, it doesn't have to be the worst case scenario. You know what I mean? But that's how American people are. That's what they think.
That right there. Yeah, Charles said
Oh,
it better than I ever could. She's just surfing on the trending wave
yeah,
because people unhappy with. Well, yeah, it's true.
yeah, exactly.
And that's what she
Absolutely.
does. She's great at Twitter. She knows how to use social media
Yeah,
to
she's used Twitter, social media for most of her career, especially that a feud that she was having with Ronda. It was amazing.
she was
It
bodying Ronda Rousey on Twitter.
was amazing.
I just
Ronnie.
it's like Ronnie, you forgot. It's like Ronnie, you forgot your. It's something like Ronnie. It's like you forgot your courage, just like your vest.
Yeah. She's excellent at social media, and she utilizes it very well. She does, but I don't think it's a big deal at all, honestly.
Last thing we got to talk about Hangman Adam Page because I also didn't promise this. So Hangman Page this week did an interview where he was asked, or sorry, he on Instagram he was asked about reports about him not taking advice from veterans, and this was part of the reason that Punk was upset with him because Punk, remember in his infamous Great Bomb, said, like Hangman Page, he doesn't take advice from veterans. Who the hell does he think he is? That kind of thing. Here's the quote from Hangman Page, finally, after almost a year, talking about that whole situation and those reports. He says, and I quote, the reports that I don't take advice have been greatly exaggerated, perhaps by no one more so than me. Advice and feedback, particularly from those who have come before, have always been and always will be welcomed and appreciated. My self deprecating and dry instances otherwise just come from a place of being more personally interested in wrestling as an art rather than a sport. I kind of thought I would have been asked about it by now. could have clarified. I just wouldn't want any of the older generation, especially those who worked with us, is vital and unknown to fans to feel their wisdom is dismissed. I am here we go. It's the kicker. I am also still in search of cheese puffs. Let me know if you find them. Thank you. Hangman Page.
Oh man. I'm still in search of cheese puffs.
Yeah. We got Jermaine in the chat saying, I'm praying CM Punk returns to DC and does a promo in Chicago. Any word on Blood and Guts? What's your dream card for All In? There's a lot of questions. Well, I will address the DC thing. Trevor, we need look, it's at Capital One. We gotta go.
Yeah. I mean, we went to the first one. We have to go to the second one there. So
we'll get different seats, different nosebleed sections.
we see each other.
We'll definitely grab tickets to this. And Jermaine, if you're gonna be there, pop in and say hello and scare the absolute crap out of us.
Please, it'd be funny.
Yeah, no. If any of you guys are gonna be in Baltimore May 3rd, I will also be there. You might even see me on TV. I don't know. It's like I don't know. You might. I'll wear like a shirt and see, because I'm gonna be hidden probably. I'm short. Anyway,
I haven't
guys.
decided yet, but I might end up at the Baltimore one yet.
Baltimore. Baltimore. It was a Jerry Seafood Jefferson. It's just crap.
The East Coast seafood place.
JBL is just getting more and more like belligerent with his commentary. No. As far as Blood and Guts, it should be Elite versus Blackpool Combat Club.
Yes, that's exactly what it should be.
Yeah. And let's round it out here. You Charles saying, "Yep, CM Punk return will be so cool, but as a face or a heel?" Ooh, that's a good question,
one.
Trevor.
I would say, honestly, I would like to see him as heel, honestly, but I think it's gonna be a face.
You know, damn well, Phil Brooks is gonna be like, "I'm the hero. I'm coming back."
I would love to see
I'm
him as a
I'm
heel
the one people
personally.
want to see. I'm me. It's my company. I work with children.
I personally like CM Punk as a heel. I've always liked CM Punk as a heel. I love CM Punk as a heel, but we'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens. Indeed, Trevor. Last question for you.
What are you
watching? What are you watching? How's it going?
Stuff.
You watch Impact yet? You watch Nick Aldis's return?
I saw it online.
Nick Aldis.
Oldies. But you know what?
I
hope
say it
that
so
means
bad. All these
I hope
what,
that means,
Trevor? All these what?
Would be nice. I hope that means he's gonna spend some time in AEW. But
I'm just so glad they didn't bring him back as Brutus Magnus. Anyway, but what else are you watching? What are you watching, Trevor, these days?
Been watching some boxing, some MMA. Recently just watched the Adesanya fight, which was actually pretty good. The Style Bender, for those who don't know who he is. I've been watching some old pay-per-views. I watched Rock Bottom not too long ago. One of Rock's first pay-per-views, which was pretty funny. Yeah, and I've been watching a lot of like interviews from different wrestlers too. Saw one with Ivelisse recently that was really, really good. I watched the for those that watch Renee Paquette. I don't know if those that you do, but check out her interview with John Moxley, her husband, the recent one. Very, very good. Very, very good. Mox isn't absolute fool. He's such a good dude. It's a very funny interview, especially his commentary on CM Punk. But I do watch. I
He
do watch New Japan. I do. I watch. I watch a lot of New. I used to watch a lot of New Japan. I don't watch New Japan as much anymore. I actually was going to try to go to the New Japan event in DC coming up in a couple of days, actually. Um, but yeah, I've been watching some indie wrestling too, which I always do. So yeah, nothing different. And
so
watching watching the jobber, as you call him, Matt Cardona, be an idiot online, which is actually really funny here lately.
so that's cool. I've actually been watching some New Japan. I am right now. I'm on the my thing is like what I'm doing is I'm watching like the Omega Okada uh not trilogy 'cause they've had like 4 matches, but like
Yeah,
the quad quadrigy something like that. But
I don't
whatever.
think it's Metal Gear.
I'm watching the 4 matches. Kenny Omega versus Kazuchika Okada.
Good
I just
matches,
finished their
very
Dominion
good matches.
2017 match. It's like I mean, I'm about to hit like the best one, which is like apparently Omega Okada 3, but
Yeah, that was a good one. Yeah.
I haven't seen those matches basically since they happened. And I'm like, I
Mhm.
remember like man, mm, I just think man, like hey, Omega and Okada needs to happen on American soil.
It
Like
really does.
I'm gonna be mad kind of if Canada like and this is not me, like my Canadian, my Toronto brethren, I hope you guys get a great show. I really, really want Omega Okada to happen somewhere in the United States though, so I can go. Well, I mean, I could go to Toronto, but I have a family thing I have to go that weekend, so I can't go. But I just hope it happens not at Forbidden Door this year.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I wa- I did watch some Offspring matches recently. I watched Kenny and
You watch
Offspring.
my matches, bro. You watch my matches,
I love
bro.
Will Ospreay. I
Bro,
do.
you don't watch my matches, bro. Don't watch my matches, bro. I bleed for this, bro. Bro.
Okay.
Bro. That's all he does. He's like,
Yeah,
bro,
that's all he says.
I'm a bro,
Bro.
bro, bro,
And
bro.
Jermaine mentioned Jack Saber Jr. I love Jack Saber Jr. Oh,
Zach
Zach.
Saber.
Called
Jack
him
Saber.
Jack. Zach. Trevor, what is wrong with you? It's Zach Saber. Jesus.
Vince
Jack.
McMahon and you speak of, who do we sign? Jack Saber Jr.
Who
Good
is
kid.
Jack? Who the hell is
Saber
Jack Saber?
Jr.
Who is
That's what
that?
they're gonna call. That's what they're gonna call Jake Hager when he goes to All In. It's like Saber Jr.
I said Jack. My dumbass. Anyway.
Oh, it's okay. We can cut that. We'll
Yeah,
fix it
if
in
we cut the
post.
other thing, look at that.
Oh, I mean, no, what other thing?
Oh yeah,
Heyo.
what are you talking about?
Oh my god. Oh, well, this is Zach. This has been a fun
There's
show.
Zach.
I have to go eat. So, guys, we've enjoyed this. Trevor, say your closing line. Hug.
I'll
Love.
answer yeah, Charles, real quick. Ricky Starks actually probably is one of my favorites right now. Um, as I always say, guys, love those who are close, love those who are far, hug those who are close. Have a good week. Enjoy something. Enjoy something simple. Go out and enjoy the day. Have a good one. Life's too short. Enjoy yourselves.
That's actually a good thing. Go ahead and touch grass. Like we love professional wrestling, but also remember nature is real. If it's beautiful outside where you're at, definitely go take the chance to go outside, enjoy a fresh breath of air, and
Yeah, man.
enjoy your life. Until next time though, be happy, be healthy, and as always,
Keep it real.
good night, y'all. Keep it real.